Hello, and welcome to Candidates Up Front. This is a public interest election program of Berks Community Television and the League of Women Voters of Berks County. I'm Judith Cranis. Our May 20th municipal primary election is fast approaching. Democrats and Republicans will select their candidates for judges, school directors, and township, borough, and city officials. This is the election where Democrats and Republicans choose the candidates who will represent them on the November ballot. However, when there is a question on the ballot, as there is in the Kutztown School District, all registered voters in that district vote on the question. It's not just Democrats and Republicans. Any registered voter should come and vote. To check your voting status, you can go online to vote.pa.gov. And that is the official state Pennsylvania website. It's a government site, very safe. And there you can register to vote. You can change your party. You can locate your polling place, or you can apply for an absentee or mail-in ballot. And the deadline to register is May 5th. The deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot is May 13th. Now, the League, in its part, is interviewing those candidates who want to be interviewed in the contested races. For each race, the candidates will get the same basic questions and have the same amount of time to answer them. Let's begin.
Hello, I'm Art Grimm, a member of the League of Women Voters of Berks County. The featured office today is Reading City Council. Council members act on legislation, set the budget, and confirm appointments of the city manager and members of boards. They need to have lived in their district 1 year prior to the primary election and must retain residency in their district. They serve part-time for a 4-year term. There are 2 Democratic candidates in District 1, Denise Johnson and Vanessa Campos. You vote for one. District 1 is Southwest Reading. Each candidate's views are their own and not those of the League nor of BCTV. Today, we are pleased to have with us the candidate Denise Johnson. Denise, please tell your viewers about yourself and why you're running.
My views when it comes as leadership and being a leader, I've been serving the community, been here for almost 11 years, and since I've been here, I started in Philadelphia, and I'm adopted, Reading as a place to live, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I'm running because we need leadership where their actions align with their words. A lot of people, a lot of talking, but nothing being shown. And people, because I'm part of the community too, we want to see people, their actions, just not saying things. And when you see them, when it's time to running, we want to see them in actions and not, people are getting tired. I talk to people and they want to see people doing the actions and align with the words. So my views and being part of leadership and running for city council for District 1, I will show actions and not just words.
Thank you. Tell us what background you bring to the position.
I actually on the board with the Berks Center. Been there for almost 4 years. I was the 18 Wonder Employment Improvement Associate. I clean the community 4 times a week with a team of children, teaching them. They're actually the adult children, so teaching them, be a role model to teach them how to take care of our community. I'm a judge election District 19 too, so I've been there for about almost 5 years, just serving, making sure voters get their rights. I've been many boards. I'm a caregiver. I take care of people, so that shows, my character. I always serving and take care of people. I went to Blueprint for Leadership. That's what I went. I graduated from there. Got a lot of achievements, training to be leadership. I would love, and I have been applied to my life and what I do, and I would apply also as a city council for District 1.
Great, thank you. Denise, what personal qualities do you have that you believe would be helpful in making you an effective member of City Council?
That would be the qualities that would be, I'm forward, I'm straight up, I'm a natural fighter, meaning mentally I'm always one to fight for people. And when I do something, I do it. I don't just say it. When people know me, they don't know me by what I have or who I'm connected to. They know it by what I do, my actions. They see me. They say, oh, that's Denise, because they see me out there doing the actions. I don't just say it. I just do it. So people definitely, that's one qualities. I love families. Children, I love elder people. I just love people that want a change, and I want change. And that's my quality, empathy, and hardworking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you see as the biggest issues that are going to face the city of Reading in the next 4 years?
As far as I know, what I'm seeing right now is a lot of homelessness. I know that one of the things is for rent control. I've been standing by with my pastor, Pastor Maria, and she's doing rent control, and we're just trying it for landlords and tenants. There's a lot of homeless stuff. Also is other issues like scammers and hackers calling the phones. We definitely need to get that tackled too. Gun violence is definitely, when you live a city that you love, you want to be safe and live, and you want our children to stop getting killed and people. So gun violence definitely is one of the things. Actually, I was a peacemaker, avoiding and keeping away from gun violence. So I actually, as a peacemaker, I did that too. So. And also just education, more education for the kids, just a lot of issues that we need to do for families and children.
You've done a wonderful job of talking about these issues, and maybe this is mirrored in the concerns of the people of your district, but the question would be, what are the most important concerns of the people of your district?
Gun violence. And homelessness, yeah. Definitely. The rent keeps going up every year, and some people can't, they can't pay it, even though they work hard. You can work a lot of jobs and still, it cannot, the rent, because you got to think about if you have food, car insurance, stuff like things. That people have more than just rent, so sometimes people choosing between rent and getting to work or food.
Yeah. So one of the things that council does is look at and ultimately approve appointments of the mayor. As you do that, what criteria will you consider?
I would say when it comes to the homeless stuff, I know that I've seen, the mayor, he's doing a great job. And I see he stand by people that wants to have better opportunities for people, homeless people. And I heard his story, and that touched me, and he been there. So definitely that's one of the things I would consider when it comes, one, the homeless and the gun violence, very important. Homeless is more.
Okay. As a person who has lived in the city of Reading and been a part of the city for many years, I know that blighted properties are certainly a concern, and homes are essentially solid but often in a state of disrepair. So my question would be, how would you address the issue of blighted properties in the city of Reading?
We're bringing to the city meeting about, those abandoned houses or those buildings that's not right. They could be used for people that need housing. Make sure, pretty much get resources to help them to how to deal with budget and how to handle that so they can get their own housing too. Sometimes people, they don't know how to do too, but if it's no programs and issues to tackle that, how can it? But if they get that, I would say, to turn into something research for other people that need it,
Okay. Okay, good. So the issue of safety and where you work and where you live and where you visit is obviously of great importance. And I think we can all agree that most of the time the city of Reading is a safe place to work, live, and visit. Yet violence related to drugs and gangs, disagreements, hurt neighborhoods and hurt the reputation. What can the city of Reading do to thwart this violence, to reduce this violence, to create an atmosphere where we don't have to be concerned about our own safety? What do you see that as how do you see the city as dealing with that issue, and how will you personally deal with it?
For me personally, I would get close to and connect with other leaders, core city council members and the leaders that we don't see, that they don't get credit. Everybody come together and just get that done. Make it brainstorming, come with some ideas, and just really and tackle that issue, because we have a lot of places that they're for the money, but they're not for really the passion and empathy for that. So we got to get all the leaders to come together that actually really have a passion for this.
You said something that I found very interesting. You talked about leaders, and you talked about the fact that there were leaders that were not known to be leaders in the community, not members of council or not heads of organizations. So do you feel that you have a connection with leaders that are not well known?
Absolutely, because I was one of them. I'm one of those. A lot of people, a lot of organizations, they'll take the credit, they'll steal the ideals, and then they use their credits, and then they just leave us. And we're the ones, we're doing the groundwork on the ground.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there, and they're just, oh, thank you, and then they're done with you. And we need more little leaders, the ones that's not known, that's behind the people. They're known around the community,
right.
It's not around, but they're the ones that need to be more spotlight on them.
Thank you. Appreciate that comment. Certainly one of the issues that can be very difficult are budget decisions, money, how to spend it, where to spend it, what to do. There are times that services that people really enjoy, like parks and libraries, tend to be underfunded, so that things that people absolutely need, like police and street repair, can be properly funded. So as a member of City Council, how will you think about that, and how will you prioritize spending when you vote on the budget?
One, I will try to go with the rest of the council, and we have a conversation, a meeting, and figure how we're going to tackle that issue. It is hard, but we got to find the people that's the uppers than us and try to get them to help us too, and just go in the community and get their ideas too, and see what they want to do with that too, so we can all get it all together.
Sure. Certainly, I think as we look at a city, if there are nice parks and good libraries, that's a quality of life issue that's really important. But when you look at the responsibility, you need to have police, obviously, and adequate police for protection of people, and street repair, things of that nature. So I understand it's not an easy issue, but I am sure that you will give it a lot of thought and concern. So how will you encourage public participation in issues being decided by City Council, given the fact that hearing from the public is important in helping you to frame your decisions and make your choices? So how will you encourage that?
I will have debate or argument that we need this issue needs to be done, or whatever needs to be done. I will fight for the community, people, because it's for the community. So when we serving them, we have to give what they need. Sometimes it's not what we need, it's what the community. Because a lot of us, we don't listen to the community. We listen to what they want, their agenda. We have to listen to the community, what they need.
Okay, so do I hear you saying that you're likely to be a person that would be out in the community, going to meetings in the community, and talking to people on a frequent basis?
Yes, that's what I mean when I said prior in the questions, is that we have to go down ground level, not just somebody calls, then our answers are returning. We have to be with the people, with the community, because that's what they need.
Sure. So you expect that you may wear out a couple pairs of shoes walking the streets of the southwest part of...
Yes, I do that already. I work like Liddy Job, so yeah, so
okay.
I do it right now.
Okay. So if elected, what are your priorities for the coming term? What do you see as the big issues that you want to confront?
Gun violence and homelessness.
Okay. Talk to me about how you're going to deal with the issue of gun violence.
I would, being on the ground level, going into communities, speaking with the certain people, certain organizations, towns, little pieces of the town, whatever. Just be there and just hear what people have to say, because there's no point us doing things if we don't hear what the people have to say, because they're the ones living it. So we have to go to them first, and then we all come together and come with other leaders, and then we will tackle that issue.
Yeah. Making a community a place that families want to live is important. And how do you think, at this point in time, we can do more to make Reading an attractive place where families want to live? And I'm thinking in terms of not only safety of neighborhoods and so forth, but educational opportunities, whatever you believe is necessary and advisable to help a city be attractive for families. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay. One is cleaning the community. I do that right now. We clean the community 4 times a week. We've been doing this before anybody else came. That attracts people, and when the communities are clean, then more business, more people make a smoothie. My employer is Tom Masana. They've been doing this, and the ears looks beautiful. They got art, new pavements, but they can only do that if it's not clean. If it's not clean, then it hurts the community. It has to be clean.
Sure.
So people want to come and do business with us.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. What are your ideas to make Reading an attractive place for businesses to locate?
I would say programs or work with organizations that offer services for families, so they won't be bored. Because a lot of communities, the children are bored. They want some activities, and I'm sure there's other places that do offer something, but they need something more new ideals. So I go into the communities again and see some new ideas, not the same thing, and just come together and something where we all evolve each other, families, and make sure it's right, and make sure we can have things connected and be right with.
Okay. So Denise, did I hear you say that you work for Tom Masano?
Yes, that's part connected. They partner with 18 Wonder Improvement Association. So.
Okay, and you talked about the fact that they have an attractive setting, and I think as you drive by their place, they have trees and they have lights, I believe, at nighttime, and it looks neat. How would you encourage other businesses to do the same thing? Would you go talk to them personally, or what would your thought be?
Actually, I will come to them and make a meeting with them, of course, and talk to them that maybe they can participate in the same thing. Because a lot of businesses do that, we can have a whole Reading be nice and clean, and a lot of attractive, setting, and that people want to come inviting them here and do business with us.
So Denise, running a campaign is not something that happens for free. It costs money. And I'm wondering how you are financing your campaign.
I'm doing it by myself.
Okay.
I'm self-made. Some people do come volunteer and to help, but this is there's no funding over here. If I'm funding, I'm funding it.
Okay, good. Denise, in the 1 minute that is left for us, and see, it's going faster than you thought it would, could you please give your closing statement?
My closing statement is I'm part of the leaders that don't have the spotlight. I'm just doing from passion. It's not for money. I volunteered many times. I didn't need no money. I do it because it's the right thing to do. It's for people and the community because I'm part of that community. If for somebody like me, having a master stroke, 7 years, if I can do this and it was told I'm a walking miracle, that it should be no excuse to nobody should not be going out there and serving the community. If everybody's come together, it makes a better neighbor community. And if you want somebody actually my action aligns with the words, vote for me.
Awesome.
Denise Johnson.
Denise, thank you so much for sharing your views. Viewers, please remember there is another Democratic candidate for City Council, Vanessa Campos. You may vote for one.